Hello everyone, welcome to the class of business environment. So in the previous class, we had talked about what is business environment, what are the features of business environment and how important it is, right? So let's brush up the basic things which we covered. In that we discussed that business environment means all the factors that surround a business, right? So basically, and then we saw business environment it can be dynamical, it is very dynamic, right? It is complex in nature, it is not stable in the sense it keeps on changing, and it has far reaching impact, and it is multifaceted. Multifaceted means every person perceives it differently. There are many viewpoints for the business environment, and these are various kinds of viewpoints. Everybody holds a different opinion, right? And then how it is important, how business environment is important. It helps us in identifying the opportunities and threats which are available in the environment for our business, right? Then it gives us the direction for the growth. It also helps as a guiding light according to which our business strategies or a business mission and vision can be modified or changed, right? So these are some of the importance for how the environment plays an important role for business, right? And other than that, we also saw that there is a relationship between the business and environment. If you remember, there is a relationship. What kind of relationship? It has basically three kinds of exchanges. Business and environment, they exchange with each other the information. There is an exchange of information. Then there is exchange of resources. Business takes the inputs from the environment and it gives the output to the environment. After that, the third kind of exchange is of power and influence. Environment has a huge influence and it exercises a great level of power on the business. And in some cases, or to some extent, business also exercises some kind of influence on the environment, right? So this is a kind of relationship which is shared by the business and the environment. So all these things were discussed in the previous class. After brushing up with this, we can move ahead with today's topic. So we know that it is complex, it is dynamic, it is multifaceted, and it has far-reaching impact. Importance also, how environment is important to an organization or for one business. After that, once we know the environment, our business environment, then see, basically in any business and environment, what happens? A business does three things. It identifies, it appraises, and then it responds to the environment. First, it has to identify what kind of environment it is. After that, it appraises, it makes a appraisal or analysis the environment, and after that, whatever the things or factors are there, then it responds to the environment on the basis of that, right? So when it comes to responding to the environment, any business can respond to the business in three ways. First one is administrative. Administrative in the sense, administrative, it is the kind of thing, when you realize that there are some influences coming from the environment to your business. So what you need to do, you need to make some changes in the organization's mission. Policies को change करोगे, budget को करोगे, strategies को करोगे, because you need to adapt. So whatever the changes you can forecast, you can foresee in the environment, though that they might have some kind of influence on your business, you will try to make changes in the company's mission, vision, strategies, policies, whatever. Those need to be modified accordingly, right? And then what happens basically, then how those responses can be done or how those changes can be made. It can respond in two ways. First is proactive and another one is reactive. When we are talking about proactive, there are two words involved in this: pro plus active, right? So actually pro means, pro is a word which is used for professionalism or for efficiency. somebody who is efficient, we say he is pro this thing. Other in other sense where it is used is in advance. So a business and administrative response can be given in two ways, that is proactive way and the reactive way. Pro means when in advance, well in advance, you take a action before the thing has happened. उससे पहले ही आप एडवांस में वो प्लानिंग कर लेते हो एंड उसके ऑलरेडी फुल प्रूफ आप लेके चल रहे हो एडवांस में, दैट इज योर प्रोएक्टिव. रिएक्टिव मीन्स in action means active means taking a action, right? And pro in advance. And when we are talking about reactive means taking some action or some step once the event has been done, right? कि वो चीज हो चुकी है, after that if you try to take a action on it, then that's your reactive response. Suppose when you are building a house, for example, when you are building a house, you know that area is fire prone. So what will happen, you know that it is much prone to the fire, it can catch fire anytime your house. So while building the house only, you also set the fire extinguishers as a part of in all the corners of the house. That is called as proactive planning, okay, or proactive decision response to the things which might happen. And reactive means you already knew it, but you not doing it. Once some god forbid is that your house catches the fire, after that you call for a fire brigade, or after that you get fire extinguishers set in your house. That is reactive approach. Reactive means once the event has already occurred, after that if you are taking some action, that is your reactive approach, right? In the same way, if Samsung was there, what happened? Samsung was always focusing on the price sensitivity, so it was developing a low cost mobile. But once the smartphones came, it became so popular, so this thing everybody kept on, everybody wanted it. But Samsung didn't take a proactive approach. If Samsung would have taken a proactive approach, it could sense that this is the time the taste and expectation of the consumers are changing. They are going more of for smartphones and more features rather than being price sensitive. So they would have come before any other company's smartphones. No, but what happened? They lost their market share, they lost their market, and then they realized that now they need to change. Then consumers need uniqueness. They want unique features, which they could not bring in their mobiles, and they lost their market. But afterwards, then they had to upgrade themselves. Once they knew that they are suffering losses, they have lost the consumers, they could not retain them. After that, they launched the smartphones, right? So they took up a reactive approach. So this is how they responded to the changes which were happening in the environment and which were influencing the business. So Samsung took a reactive approach rather than a proactive approach, right? Other than that, second way is there is competitive response, in the sense, see, competitive is competitive advantage, or you also say it competitive edge. Every business organization tries to be better than the running competitors which are there in the same field of business, right? So in that case, it is not applicable only on the profit organization, but also on the non-profit organizations, because non-profit organizations, they try to be better than their other non-profit organizations. So when they are responding to the environment from a competitor's point of view, then they try to get a competitive advantage. They try to be better than their present competitors. After that, third one is collective response. Collective response in the sense, when one single business organization is not good enough, or is not that influencing that it can make some changes in the environment. Generally what happens, then they come together, they form a kind of collusion, all the business organizations, and then they try to protest or revolt, or they try to bring some changes. It can be in the form of bargaining, contracting, co-opting, or they might come as joint ventures, federations form karke, strategic alliances form karke, consortiums form karke. They come together collective means a group action. So when collectively all the organizations come together and try to face the changes which are happening in the environment, that's your collective response. And those reasons of changes can be some government policies might be changing. It might be a collective response to a government policies or government rules. There might be a public strike. There might be a public revolt, or there might be a some actions of competitors जो उनको सूट ना कर रहे हों. There might be some unfair practices from one competitor or one colleague, so they can all come together and they can take up a action against it. So basically a business responds in three ways to the environment. That can be either administrative, competitive, or collective, right? After that, see, we talked about it in the last class also. See, basically what is a successful business? No business survives in vacuum. So there are many factors which play important role in the growth and in the sustainability of a business. So every business tries to identify, that is first to spot, then appraise, and then respond to what? They try to identify, appraise, and respond to the environment in which they are dealing, right? And why do they respond to the environment? To check whether in the environment there lies the opportunities or there are some threats for their business. That's why they try to identify, appraise, and respond to the. Basically, see, every business organization tries to identify environment, identify, appraise, and respond. Why? Because in the main focus or the main motto of business is to identify the opportunities and threats which are existing in the environment. Whether there are some opportunities, then they should try to grab those opportunities. And if there are some threats lying in the environment for their business, then they should try to overcome those threats, or they should be prepared for those threats, how to deal with these threats, right? So basically, if we see the framework which is available, it can be divided into 3 steps. First one, it is talking about the nature of organization's environment. The first step is to identify the organization and static, or it is relatively simple. Some organizations might have static or little certain environment, and the other organizations might have very extreme, they might face very extreme uncertainty, and it must be dynamic to the extreme level, or they might be, their organization environment can be very complex also. So that varies. So the first and the foremost step is to identify the organization's environment, whether it's very certain or it's uncertain, to what level it is static, and to what level it is dynamic, whether it be your organization, your business belongs to a simpler environment, or it belongs to a complex environment, right? After that, the next thing which comes is, second is to identify the environmental influences. See, in every organization, there are, first we know, this is your second step, we know the environment now, but in those environment, all the organizations, how those factors which are available in that environment, how they will be influencing, what kind of influence they will have on your business, what would be the range of the influence, what would be the impact they would be making on your organization, on your business, okay, and the level of influence they will be having on your business or on your organization. Then third one is to, oh, it got missed here. The third one is to exhibit consideration of immediate environment. There in the second step, we talked about the macro environment. Okay, but here we are talking about the immediate environment in the third step. Immediate environment means which out of those all the factors which are the factors which are directly impacting your business. So this direct impact is to be checked with the immediate environment, right? So basically we know that in the business environment there is a this is our business, then there is a immediate environment and there is a huge environment or the macro level environment. Or other than this, there are also some remote environments which any of them might have some kind of influence on your business, right? After that it comes environmental analysis. Here we are talking about, we will like to answer some questions related to analysis. That is, first of all, why environmental analysis is required. Why do we need it? See, we need it so that we know how and when our company has to take a reaction, or how and when our company needs to react to the factors, the changes which are happening in the surroundings. If we do not do that, if we are not continuously learning, as we learned the importance of environment, if we are not continuously updating ourselves or not continuously aware about our environment, the performance of the business will decline, because we will become either obsolete or we will not be in a position to deal with our threats, right? Then utility, why it is important, what is the utility of environmental analysis? It helps us in anticipating, as we said, the most important part of any environmental scanning or analysis is to find out the opportunities and threats which are available in the existing environment of our business, right? So we try to anticipate the opportunities, we try to forecast the opportunities, or if there are some early signs of warning, early signs of threat, so that we can prevent them in future, or we can be prepared for such threats, how to overcome. So basically we try to forecast these opportunities and threats, that what would be the scenario for our business in the coming times. If there are some opportunities, let's try to grab those opportunities. And if there are some kinds of threats available for our business, then how we need to deal with those threats, right? Then the other purpose is, you have to understand the current, means at present what changes are happening, and potential changes, which are the probable changes which might occur in the future for our business. So it helps, the goal of the environmental analysis is to understand the present scenario and the changes which might take place in future. Then it also acts, see, whenever the strategic decisions are made in an organization, the inputs, those inputs come from the environment. We are taking everything and we are reacting to that. So those inputs are coming from environment, and then accordingly, as I said, we make changes, we try to adapt our mission, vision and all other policies of the organization. And other than that, we know that our environment is multifaceted. It has various viewpoints. Every person perceives it differently. Every person has a different perception towards the environment. So that multifaceted things brings new viewpoints in the strategic decisions. If some one factor is there or some changes have happened in the organization, all the key members of the decision making in the top level in the organization, they will give different viewpoints regarding that. So we can come up with something really innovative or something new which we had not expected. Okay, so it would bring very fresh viewpoints for the organization. So that's why environmental analysis is done. Now let's talk about the environmental scanning. environmental scanning is nothing but it is a process of by which process means a step-by-step system or cycle through which an organization monitors, observes, examines the relevant environment so that it can identify the opportunities and threats which will affect the business for making the strategic decision. Simple sentence that environmental scanning is a technique or a kind of process through which an organization tries to observe or identify or examine the opportunities and threats which are available in the environment, and these opportunities and threats, how these will be affecting the business for the purpose of taking strategic decisions. So what do we do for environmental scanning? For that, first of all, whatever information we can gather in the environment, we will try to gather that information. To analyze, we have to examine that information which we have collected, and on the basis of that, then we anticipate the changes, we predict the future, we make a forecast that these changes might take place in the coming time in the our organization's environment, right? So what is happening in the environmental scanning, it is taking inputs from the environment, and on the basis of the environmental factors, then it perceives the environmental changes that might take place and which will help us in making a changes in the strategic decisions. And then we scan our strategies and all other internal factors, they all, right? So basically we have to gather, we have to analyze, we have to forecast all the predictable changes which might influence our business. So that's all for today. After that, there are some MCQs based on that, but that I would like to take up after next class. There is one more topic which I'll cover. After that, we'll take the MCQs related to that. If any queries are there, you are free to ask. You can put up